Welcome back to the Tahoe Real Estate Show. Carl Hasty joins us from the Tahoe Transportation District. Carl, we were talking about the Highway 50 project. We were talking about affordable housing. There are probably some other benefits that we didn't cover on the Highway 50 project.
No, you're right. There is some other benefits. I mean, this project is why we call it a community revitalization, because it's really a community development project. And so there are a whole bunch of pedestrian improvements, bicycle access improvements, other transit improvements. We're also targeting more parking improvements and making all that parking capacity that's available really available to folks. And that gets into some other quality of life types of issues even in the neighborhood, maybe some other improvements in the neighborhood that's most affected.
Right.
There's no parks there, for example.
Right.
Not enough lighting, for example. So there are a number of benefits that come into place with this project that do that. And one of those, what we call a mobility hub in transportation jargon, which is like, okay, it's a destination. You can go there if you're a resident or a visitor, park there, and you have access then to everything within that corridor that you want to enjoy, as well as get to the mountain and the Bi-State Park, or get to the lake, or if you want to go ride a bike and get onto one of the connecting trails, then you can. And really for Tahoe, that really becomes the largest single hub in the basin. And so that's overall benefits the environment. Then, transportation is so important to water clarity. 70% of the fine sediments come from the transportation network and all the developed systems. So this is a way for us to improve all of those things.
The district spent a lot of time on this. I know you've spent a lot of time. I went on a chamber trek with you to Park City, what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yes.
Where do we stand today in the project process? So where do we stand today? I know you've been working on it for probably 10 years.
It's been a long time, but it's a worthwhile endeavor here. We've gone through a whole bunch of public process, which really has helped inform the project and informed our thinking about it and some of these decisions that are coming out about what to do in the project. So where we are right now is getting to the final stages of decision, which means producing the final environmental document, bringing that forward here at the end of spring, and looking to get to the decision hearings so that we can move on to the next phase for us, which then is to focus on design and the replacement housing.
You used a term that resonated with me, mobility hub. What's that mean?
Well, the mobility hub is this idea of different choices of modes. How am I going to get to where I want to go? We often think about our car, which is very important, but we have other choices that we're trying to get at to try to reduce traffic on the road. And those choices are then to be able to walk, to be able to bike, to be able to get on transit if I want to go somewhere. So if I come here and I just want to park my car once and I have an ability to get around to wherever I want to go, that makes my visit or my experience here all the better. And that's what a mobility hub does, allows you to connect to all those things, not just a park and ride.
So you've been working on this project for a long time, but you're still looking for community input. What's the best way to get that?
Well, again, through our website is a good place to go. We're going to be having hearings. We'll also be getting into other kind of design events where the community's input is really important and will help us design a better project. It's always good to understand how people use the project area and and what are some of the features that they may want to see into it. So when we schedule those and we'll be advertising those, that's another place for people to get involved.
Carl, I appreciate you taking the time to come in. I learn something new every time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Tahoe Real Estate Show. Stay tuned and we'll see you next week.